Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Theory of Racelessness YouTube channel. If you'd like to see more, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon to get notified every time we post a new video. To get even more involved, feel free to leave us a comment down below and share your thoughts. We'd love to hear them. Now, enjoy the video.
And more importantly then, because we're better able to identify and name the problems, we can then solve some of those problems, right? We can then address some of those problems, and we can stop the false belief in race in the first place too, which maintains our divisions, I would say unnecessarily, because once you start to look at data in an unbiased way, which I think we're encouraged to see in a biased way if we're looking through the framework of race, then the division is almost there de facto. Like it's going to be there always. And the problems still persist. We can address the problems and stop the built-in division.
Do you find, I know I do, but you talk a lot and you meet a lot of people, that even if you give them their argument on this racial division and the way things are, draw these lines based on race, that their arguments tend to contradict themselves, right? Even the people who want to look at things through a racial lens, they'll say, regardless of what their views are, if they want to say that it's racist to, assume things about people based on their race, but they want you to assume things about them, about their race based on what it is. So they say, the same people who say whites are racist or white people think these negative things and they talk about Black culture, they're the same people who want to say things like, well, Blacks are cool and Blacks have soul and Blacks do this, which is also generalizing all people who supposedly look a certain way and buying into the very thing that they're saying is a problem, which I would assume you would believe is one of the many things. But part of the problem in getting out of this is because as much as people talk about it as if it's a bad thing, they are holding on to it and acting in ways that seems like they really want it. They're promoting it.
That's part of the design of how racialization works. And one aspect of my work that I want to underscore is how I'm able to help more people who see the problem of racialization differently understand, like, deep in their spirit, understand why that happens the way that we see it happening today. Because it is the fact that we each inherited racialization. We each inherited that practice, and we each inherited the sort of black and white binary way of seeing ourselves and each other. And in that way, when I look at a figure like Frederick Douglass, who fought for abolitionism, he embraced his so-called Blackness, right? Even as he complicated it, because if you read his slave narrative, the first paragraph, he says, my father was a white man, right? Meaning of European descent. So even as he complicates racialization, he's still working within the framework to fight against it. And how could he work out from outside of the framework when that's what he inherited? We get this through our education system. We are taught that there are 5 biological races of human beings, even today in elementary school. And then at a certain age, maybe high school, we start to say, oh, it's a social construction, races. But then nobody ever goes back to complicate or undo the biological realist view of race. So then you just have what I think are confused, adults who come into, their adulthood, who've been taught it's biological, right? They see that they're taught that race is skin color. So like you can see race about a person, or they're taught that it's DNA, which is still a biological view of race. But then they're taught to use the language of social constructionism. And it's no wonder that when a philosophy such as mine comes along, or a philosophy that pushes up against the importance or significance of that which is perceived to be race, is viewed as threatening, right? It's viewed as dismissive. It's viewed as part of the problem. And I think the only way that we can get around that, the primary way we can get around that, and part of the effectiveness of my framework is proving to be helping people see themselves outside of this racialization, and in doing so, helping people better identify the problem and identify the differences between what they value about themselves and what race is. Race is the dehumanizing apparatus.
Well, isn't part of the problem, not to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but that we hear a lot about this a lot, though. Part of the problem is that a segment of the population benefits from speaking in these ways and thinking in these terms.
I contend that a very, very small percentage of people actually benefit from this, and that those are and this is where I definitely sound like a conspiracy theorist, which I'm okay with. Those are the like really, really, really top echelons of human society, the people with bukus of money who are actually running things, right? Mm-hmm. Who actually have the power and influence to change our government in any way that they possibly can, to get race off the census, right? To get politicians to stop using racialization as their talking points and dividing tool. The people who have like the real power, I would contend. And I think plenty of people are fooled into thinking and believing that they have power behind this racialization. And some people have gained power. When I say power, I'm really thinking about economics. Some people have gained power because of this framework that they've inherited and used to their benefit. But the vast majority of us, I think, actually suffer because of it. And I think it's a numbers game for me. I don't expect 100% of people to hear me talk and say, you know what, she's right. I really think that the statistical majority of people can start to see the light, and more of us are closer than we might presume. Mm-hmm. And as soon as the people start to speak and demand more of the media, demand more of the government, and demand more of their education system, those institutions will start to change to reflect the beliefs of the people. But right now, the people, even the people who are not benefiting, we're still talking about white and black as if those are real things.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to support our channel and keep the conversation going. For more Theory of Racelessness, you can follow us on Twitter @Racelessness or use the link in the description box down below. We hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, there is still so much more to come. Until then, thank you so much from the Theory of Racelessness. Have a great day.